Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation live from Studio B as we look again at the numbers from the 2025 BYU football recruiting class. 22 signees, including one four-star recruit, 19 three-star recruits, and that number on the bottom of your screen is notable and historic. 86.15 composite average according to 24/7 Sports, highest in program history. And on that note, we welcome in the head coach of BYU football, Kalani Sitake. Coach, congratulations on an outstanding historic signing class.
Thanks, guys. It's been going really nicely for us, and I'm just really proud of our coaches, our players, you know, and the team right now. So I think they did a great job hosting these young men on the trips, representing themselves the right way, and then I think we got some really good young men to join our team and will help us replace the great talent that we lost. But I think we have a great nucleus of a team and leadership right now, and these guys will complement our program really well.
Is recruiting more fun coming off 11-2?
I love recruiting no matter what, but yeah, I think if you look at the momentum of the recruiting we've had, I would think since 2020, I think we're gaining more and more momentum. Obviously, the partnership in the Big 12 has a big part in that, but I think for more than anything is the coaches recognizing it and the guys are able to, you got to get in these recruiting battles, and I think that's just us staying in it. You never know, guys go on missions, come back, and things change too, just as we saw with guys like Hunter Clegg and others. So, I think for us is just to be open and to be open to anybody that wants to come here for the right reasons, and then making sure that we, I think in recruiting there's so much excitement about the new toys that are coming in that you got to remember you have a great group of young men on the team currently right now, and they're the ones that keep this thing going and the momentum going.
Coach, what's your typical recruiting pitch to, let's say, a BYU recruit that's coming out of high school? I mean, what are those early conversations like when you're trying to find out if BYU is the right fit for them and if they're going to work in the culture that you've worked hard to establish?
Well, I think the easiest way to see if they're a good fit is talking to the parents and the coaches. And I think the parents are the main key. I think when you take a bunch of older men and you have them talking to teenagers, anything could happen in those conversations, and promising them things and playing off of their dreams. I think when you talk to the parents, there's really not much hiding it, and you can kind of see the way the young man was raised, and if it fits our program, fits what we're trying to, the vision, if they're in alignment with what we're trying to get done as a program on the field and also off the field. And things can change, and our job is to give them the right information and see if this fits for them. For some it doesn't, and we with academics and everything that we're committed to doing here at BYU, it kind of filters it out a little bit for you already, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Those are competitive advantages for us. I think those, as long as we keep looking at those as strengths, I think we'll be in a really good place.
Okay, we want to walk through the 4 signees today and then the 8 transfers. So brief comments perhaps on everybody, but McKay Madsen, big-time signey.
Oh man,
running back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like doing a lot of comparisons, but this guy's got it, and we're playing him at running back first, and I think that's pretty much all that I want him to play is running back. When you talk to the defensive coaches, it becomes an argument in the staff room because they want him to play defense, and he could do that too. But I think when you have the vision and the ability to run people over, the explosiveness, this guy's a world-class thrower too. So yeah. He's undersized for the throwing in the throwing world, which means that he's got the explosiveness and the power of big O lineman and D lineman types. And so the way he throws the discus and the shot put, can you imagine that being a stiff arm? And then the most important thing, he has this great vision for the field. And so I think it fits perfectly for running back. Harvey and I both agree.
Jordan Chris, a corner.
Yeah, Jordan's extremely quick and fast, but his length is something that I mean, a lot like Trey was for us last year. We think he's going to be something special. He's going to run track and be faster this year than he was last year. I think he's an underrated kid. I think this guy can really explode and be something special. And when we got to hang around with the family, when you look at his parents and his grandfather and his uncle and the extended family, he committed on his trip, and they celebrated louder than anything I've ever heard. They were so excited about it, and the excitement of being a Pro Bowl. This guy fits us, and he's going to do some amazing things for us.
Jacob Nye, a tight end from North Dallas.
Yeah,
area.
big, strong tight end, and look at his size, and he's going to join us later in the summer bridge program. And I mean, he's got everything that you want in a tight end. We've been able to have him over on some an official visit, but also unofficial. Just being around him, and Coach Gilbride wanted him from the very beginning. He's also got a lot of the speed and quickness that you can go outside and play the receiver position just like he does here, and I think he's going to be extremely special for us.
And Landon Goff, a safety from Lone Peak.
Yeah, I think he's got. They're looking at the potential that he has. He's going to go on a mission for us, but he's got length and he's got speed. He had a great senior year. We really liked what we saw from him, and Jay liked him, pegged him from the very beginning, and wanted to see him perform this year, and he did exactly what Jay wanted.
Kalani Sitake is on BYU Sports Nation. Let's move the conversation to the 8 other signees or transfers who announced as well. Keanu Tanuvasa, clear headliner there to help out the defensive front group that you really worked on to try and bolster up this offseason. But as a whole, how do you feel about the transfer class and the others that are involved in this class?
Yeah, I mean, they fit us perfectly. That's the key is they can play football, but more importantly, the culture of the program is gonna be an easy fit for them. And you talk about Keanu, he's one of the guys that came for culture, came for I believe the right fit, and he's a dangerous person. Whenever you have a beast on the field, it helps you. So I think having him there, and we have connections that go way back. You know, I went to grade school with his dad, so this goes way back. He served his mission in my home ward.
No kidding.
And helped baptize my son. So there's a lot of connections there that we already have from before. I'm really excited about the next phase in life for him. He's getting married here in a couple months, you know, and I think this is going to be a great connection between his family and ours, and what he can get done here at BYU. And then that fits. Look at everyone down the line. I mean, I think there's 8 individuals.
Yeah.
There's a strong need for them and in this program, and that's in the leadership part. And I think when they stepped on it, most of them are here already. I think all of them are here on campus, and you see them interact with the players. That you can't even tell them apart. They're already joined and part of the family, and it's like they never were gone. It's like they were here the whole time.
Let's stay with the defensive lineman front here, because along with Keanu Tanuvasa, you have Tausili Akana, who comes over from Texas as a transfer. You mentioned Hunter Clegg, who had initially signed with Utah, but off the mission comes to BYU. And then you throw in Anisi Purcell, who was a guy that impressed you when you saw his film from Southern Utah. So as you look at the defensive front, what do you like about those 4 of the 8 that are coming in to help there? Well,
I think Tausili is a guy that he's probably one of the best pass rushers you'll see, and I think when he comes in and at Texas he's a little undersized, so they put him at inside backer. Then we're going to put him on outside. That's what his strengths are.
You're saying edge rusher?
Yeah, him and I think with Clegg, him and Clegg will give us something that. To replace Bagna, and I think those guys will be able to get to the quarterback and just create some chaos. But they're gifted enough to drop in coverage if we need them. So there's a lot of cool things. I was just talking to defensive staff this morning, and Jay's with them right now, just figuring out what the best scheme would be for all these guys to compete, because they're coming in and joining a bunch of guys that can get after the quarterback too. So it's not like there's nothing there. We have guys like Asiata and others that are currently there right now, and Logan Lutui and others that have experience. So, but these guys are going to do really good. I mean, Akana's already gained 10 pounds since he's been here, so obviously.
And that was one trip to Tucanos, which is crazy, right?
So obviously our nutrition looks better in Utah Valley than it does in Austin, Texas. So we'll take it. But that's probably my problem. I can't keep the weight off. But the guys are bought in and they're comfortable. And they're having fun, but more importantly, they're really working hard. This team has a different mindset than even last year's, and I'm excited about it. But these guys that are coming in are bringing in the same expectations and high standards that meet the guys that are currently on the program.
I do love Torchy's Tacos in Austin. It's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Okay, let's talk about the schedule. It came out. The thing that pops the most is BYU Utah, October 18th. Do you want that game at the end of the season, or do you care where it is?
Well, I think everybody just assumed that it might be moved to the end of the season. You saw the energy that the Michigan and Ohio State game brought towards the end of the year, and for Michigan to win that game at Ohio State to go and win the national championship, that's just stuff like that happens in a great rivalry game. So I don't make the schedules up. I just when they get released to us, we just got to make plans, and we have a bye week in week 3, so we're gonna have to adjust to that. And when you're looking at the way it lays, I think our sports scientists can make it work. So there's really not much that we haven't seen already. That just becomes a game that's in the middle of the year that we thought would be at the end, but that's okay. We just got to keep rolling and then make some adjustments with the intensity and the energy that comes into those games. I think you got to plan for all of that. So we will have a plan for it.
And there's a 7-week span where there's only 2 home games. You're going to have to really become road warriors during that time.
Yeah, and I think there's like there's a bye in there.
Yeah, there's a bye in there as well.
Yes.
Bye is home game too, so we'll be fine. I mean, maybe we won't. Maybe everybody should just predict us to be way down in the bottom again.
Pick your 13th again.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, right? You're going to have to handle success.
I'm not worried about it. I think our guys. Yeah. I was worried on the turn, and the guys came with this different mindset in January. I think they saw what was close and attainable, and they see what the differences that we got to do to make up the difference. They kind of see what we got to get after, and we did some really hard work last year to get to this point, but that's not why we did it. Just so that we can have 1 year. We got to build something and create momentum, and the way I see the guys taking to the off season, it's been nice, man. It's going to be fun.
Before we let you go, we have to ask, because it's Super Bowl week, and one of your good friends, Andy Reid, is coaching in the Super Bowl again. I think I know the answer, but who are you pulling for this weekend in the Super Bowl?
Well, I have connections to books because I mean, Andy Reid, I consider him a mentor, and I love watching his creativity, and he's the best coach in football. And then, but I'm excited for Kellen too on the other side. He's calling the plays and doing some really cool things.
Brother Moore's doing work.
Yeah, Brother Moore's doing some work there. So there's a good representation from our church in this game, and so I think I'll be happy for either one. But it's really hard to go against Andy and what he does, and I know a lot of people. You're a good dynasty when people are sick of you winning.
They hate you.
Yeah. So
the refs are helping you guys.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they're a talented team, and you look at the way Andy's been able to adjust. Everyone says that coaching is a young man's game, but he's the youngest out of all of us. Then, if he's able to keep up with everybody, and the relationships that he has with his players, that's something that I admire completely, because it reminds me so much of Lavelle. Yeah. And the way he approaches this, how kind he is to people, and then he has he gets to drop the trilogies out there that everybody should go.
Book of Mormon, dude,
yeah.
That was awesome.
So
Pearl
people
of
saw
Great
that
Price.
interview. Was like, I'm gonna check out this Pearl of Great Price. So
Book of Moses is sweet,
Pearl
dude.
of Great Price. Yes.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Facsimile 2 is awesome.
The fact that he's there and what he's been able to do in his career is amazing.
Coach, always great to have you in the studio. Congratulations on an incredible effort by you and your staff bringing in this recruiting class. Give you some karma for the offseason to get ready for spring ball. We'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it. Stay humble, stay hungry. Love you guys. Go Cougs.